What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Wednesday night, but today I'm going to be showing you two things in this video that are kind of budget. Well, that can be budget, and you can do this all at home. You don't need to go to a shop. Only if you feel confident in doing this. I will say, warning, that this can fuck up your car if you do it wrong. So today I'm going to be showing you how to restore your headlights. These are plastic, like a lot of the newer cars have plastic headlights, but some cars may have glass headlights. It all depends on what year. I could be wrong, these could be glass too, but the way I've known is that the plastics are a lot easier to work with. And we're gonna get from this oxidized headlight into like a little bit of yellowing. I don't know if you guys can see that. To this, I already went ahead and did this one. Brought it back to life. And right now I'm about to show you the products you need to use. All right, guys, so these are the products that you need to use. First, get yourself an assortment of sandpaper. I use, you can see here, is 800 grit, 1000 grit, and 2000. And it really depends on what you guys want to use. You know, you can get all the way down to maybe like a 400 grit or 500, all the way up to like 3000. I feel like those three work the best for me, and that's what I was taught. So after that, you're gonna need like a spray bottle. This is empty, this is not interior cleaner, this is actually just water. You use water and soap or just regular water, doesn't matter. Just get a spray bottle, and then make sure you have enough microfibers. The microfibers, you know, it doesn't really have to be like over the top microfibers. It could be just off the shelf of AutoZone or Advance or whatever. They all work the same. But for a buffer, this is my Harbor Freight one. It's wheel guided instead of electric. I was gonna get the electric one, but this one is perfectly fine. I've had this for 4 years now and hasn't broken me since. There could be whatever pads you really want to use, but for the pad I'm using today, I'm gonna be using this wool pad right here. Only this wool pad. And you could have like a little orbital, like a smaller buffer to use towards the end, towards the sealing step. But I'm just using today just this wool pad on this buffer. Then I'll be hand sealing with a wax. And then the differences between these pads are the yellow, from what I know, the company that I use is like the highest grit pad. So you use that for cutting. And these are like your polishing pads. This one's stained, it's blue. This is after I did my cousin's RX-7. This is all the old grime and dirt just infused with the pad now. Usually I could just throw that away, but I'm kind of low on those good pads. And this is another polishing one. It's green, you know, shout out to Ardex. And you can see, it tells you what black, heavy cut, yellow, medium cut, green is a light cut, and blue is soft polish, and white is the final finish. But yeah, that's it for the pads. For compounds, it really doesn't matter to me. You get what you pay for, basically. So let's say you get a cheap compound, like a Meguiar's compound right there. It's still a good off-the-shelf compound, but I've used like higher grade stuff, and I've used some low grade stuff, like right here, back to Ardex. This is Alpha Grit. This is gonna be what I'm gonna be cutting with. And this is 1000 grit. This is more grittier than this Alpha Grit. The more grittier, the more it will cut, obviously. But there is also like 15,000 grit. There's also different polishes and all that stuff. I can get into that with another video. Right now, I'm just focused on the headlights right now. These two at the end, these are from Chemical Guys. I haven't really used these yet. These are like brand new. I've used a little bit on this just to see the difference, and these came out like the same as like these right here. So it really doesn't make a difference, like I said. It's whatever you feel like is comfortable for you. You could buy Adams, you could buy Chemical Guys, you could buy Ardex, you could buy Simonize, or you could buy, you know, whatever is brand new out there. When Chris gets back, I'm gonna have him hold the camera so I can show you the steps for the wet sand. So I'll be right back. So since Chris is taking a bit to come back from the auto parts store, I'm just gonna go ahead without him. So first, obviously, you're gonna start off with your 800 grit. You're gonna soak up the headlight itself, make sure it's nice and wet, and then you don't really have to do this, but I like to soak up the sandpaper too. Nice and wet, and then I like to go in like circular motions throughout the whole entire headlight. And this is where the part of where this is a warning, because this can definitely fuck up if you're not confident or you don't do it right, because this scratches the headlight. Well, you're doing it on purpose because then you're gonna bring it back. But this is gonna even out, get rid of the oxidation in the headlight. Just keep going around, get all the nice nooks and crannies. When you're doing it, you're gonna see like all the oxidation kind of lift up and be in the liquid form. You can see like that whiteness. I don't know if you can see it from over there. I just have my phone set up. But you can do this 3 times with the 800, the 1000, and the 2000. Should go over it really well. You don't want to miss any spots. Get nice even sanding coverage. Pretty good. When you take a rag, you could have the wet side and the dry side. So first you're gonna hit it. Wet side, dry side. And this is why I also tape around the headlight, because this can also damage your paint too. But as you can see, it's a lot more cloudier now. And that's why I said this is a warning again, because this is damaged. Sometimes some people can't go back from this, but yeah. And then let me show you the next step after they do the next 2. All right, guys, so this is the finished product after using all 3 steps in the wet sanding. Right here. See how cloudy it is? And then now, we're gonna be moving on to the scary part, which is the buffer. Next is the buffing part, as I said. What I'm gonna use first is the Ardex Alpha Grit heavy compound, or heavy duty polishing compound. With the polish, or the compound itself, don't be afraid to use a generous amount, just because with this, as you're buffing it, the compound itself is what keeps it, I would say lubricated, because without the compound, and it was just straight this, it would just burn straight through the plastic. And what speed I'm going to be using is number 3 on the buffer, because this one goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, and a max. Max is, and you don't want that. You want it nice and easy. Not too fast, take your time with this, because this is a very important part. I like to start up top, kind of work it in. And I don't know if you can see that, half of it's basically brought back to life already. And that's just me going over it a couple times, and with a 3-speed, you get the lower part. Work it in again, and just spread it on out. With this, the technique is you always want to stay moving. You never want to be stationary and too long, because like I said, that will be burning it. And then when you're on the headlight itself, lay it flat first and have a slight arch, probably like a 25 to 30 degree of bend, and then that's when you'll hit and go to town. As you can see, clear it up right away. Take your microfiber, wipe it off. And you can just leave it like this, but I like to keep going over and over just so it seals better and I get the best finished product. And here, I'll even go to the Chemical Guys 38 optical grade final polish. It's number 38 of Chemical Guys. Like I said, once again, don't be afraid. Use a friendly amount. This stuff does wonders. 3 speed again. Work it in. See how I'm always on an angle? I'm always moving with it. Never want to stay in one place. Get down here, work again. Voila. Got the finished product. But once again, Harbor Freight buffer, wool pad, works wonders. Take a microfiber, wipe off the compound. You don't have to go that big of a size of a buffer if you don't want to. I just have that one because it was super cheap from Harbor Freight. You can get a smaller one to get in like the smaller crevices. And then next, take my McGuire's Carnauba wax, shake it up, always shake it up. Put a decent amount on your applicator pad. And you just spread it around. Just let it sit and then it seals itself to work it in real good. And you can let it wait there for a couple minutes, let it cure itself, and let us do its magic. Waiting, wipe off the wax, and voila, finished product. You guys, a close up. Look at that baby shine, like brand new. And some of you might say, oh, can I just buy a headlight restoration kit off the shelf from like Walmart or any auto parts store? You can, but personally, I think this way is 10 times, no, 20 times, no, 100 times better than your off the shelf restoration kit, just because for me, they don't last as long because, you know, as a company, you know, they want you to keep spending money with them. So they won't last as long, so you have to buy another kit, you know, and do it all over again. But for me, if you follow my steps and you take your time, you know, you're confident with it, you can have great results like I did. Right there. Go over to the other side, show you again. Now, you basically have brand new headlights on your G37. And in just a sec, I'm gonna show you the second part of this video. But what I was also gonna say is that you can ceramic coat your headlights too, so it lasts even longer. So don't be afraid to get that. I don't have a ceramic coat with me just because the ones I'm used to are the dealership ones, and I can't get my hand on those anymore. So maybe later down the road, I'll show you guys how to ceramic coat this video, or the next thing of this video. It's gonna be using a car bomb for your vehicle. So this is a McGuire air freshener or re-air freshener. You can pick it up at any auto parts store. I picked this up at AutoZone, and this is how it's gonna come look. You open it, and then, sorry, this is with one hand. It's come like this, right here, this little guy. And right here's the instructions. This, obviously, turn your car on. Right here, you have your settings. AC is on, fan all the way up high. Make sure it's cold, and make sure you are on the mode where you can recirculate. Right here is recirculating, and then you will take your bomb, take the top off. All right, sorry guys, I dropped you. Take your bomb, take the cap off, and then I've already used this. So what you're gonna do is there's a little tab that it stays on. You're gonna hear a click, and this thing's gonna go spraying. So you wanna put it either on your armrest right there, or in between the back seat And like I said, close your windows and you know, just let it sit for 15 minutes. You know, 15 minutes later, come to your car, turn it off, open the windows, and let it sit for another 15 minutes or so, or however you want to let it sit, and then bam, there you go, freshly bombed car. If you guys liked what I did today and you want me to do more like tips or tutorials, let me know, put it down in the comments below. But I think that's going to be it for today's video. What we did was restore the headlights, and I show you how to do a bomb real quick in a car. If you had an odor or like spilled something and you know it smells really bad, you know, that will get rid of it. But do it after you do an interior detail. That will be working the best, because you know, you won't be running around and be like, oh, why does it still smell? So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Put it down in the comments what you want to see next for a tip or tutorial video, and I'll see you guys another time. Peace.